Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mama Ariff Hilmi bin Anwar. I am from 6PM3 and I will represent you about the air cargo business during pandemic Covid-19. First and foremost, we will get through to the introduction, background or the history of the air cargo first. The first cargo flight took place on the 7th November 1910 in the USA between the Dayton and Columbus, Ohio. Philip Orin primarily piloted a Wright Model B aeroplane, 65 miles or 105 km, carrying a package of 200 pounds of steak for the opening of a store. Some passengers airlines have found the practice of carrying, which is the belly cargo, a highly lucrative enterprise. In fact, it is estimated that 50% of all air freight is moved in this way, to the point where it has lessened the demand for dedicated large cargo aircraft. Cargo emerged as a solid pillar of the industry in the 1990s. The catalyst for the renewed growth in the sector were the express parcel carriers typified by the FedEx, DHL, TNT, and UPS, and changes in practices in the manufacturing sector. In 1992, FedEx sent software on computer disks to thousands of customers, allowing them to track shipments from their own workstations. Next, we will move to the next point, which is current issues. According to the International Air Transport Association, IATA, 2020 has been confirmed as the worst year on record for the airline industry. In a publication titled IATA World Air Transport Statistics Works Performance Figures for 2020 reveal the damaging impact of the COVID-19 crisis on the global air transport. In summary, the total industry passengers revenues fell by 69% and net losses totaled $126.4 billion. Most damning of all, the decline in air passengers transportation in 2020 was the largest single drop recorded since global revenue passengers kilometers (RPK) were first tracked in around 1950. Following from the fact that the passengers aircraft are responsible for transporting almost half of all air cargo shipments, the air freight market worldwide has equally been affected by COVID-19. As you can see from the chart, it shows that seasonally adjusted SA, March air cargo volumes have fallen to a 16-month low, impacted by the newest conflict in Ukraine and Russia, and the growing disruptions of Omicron in Asia. Seasonal adjusted SA CTK fell by 8.8% month-on-month in March, while the month-on-month volumes can show significant volatility, especially during the period of the Chinese New Year, which is 1 February in 2022. The challenge already mentioned corroborated the negative development we see in the March. The war in Ukraine led to a fall in the capacity used to serve Europe, as several airlines based in Ukraine and Russia were crucial carriers in the region. They have strongly impacted manufacturing centers in China and Asia, that in turn have hurt air cargo transport in markets linked the region. Next, we will move to the next one, which is future analytical. The business travel will take longer time to recover, and even then, it is estimated it will only likely to recover to around 80% of pre-pandemic levels by 2024. Unless no measure is taken, the industry debt will become through as in the graph. The graph is about the analytical of unless the measures are taken, industry debt could exceed the revenue by 2024, which is at 165 to 1,100 billion dollars in debt. Remote work and other flexible working arrangements are likely to remain in some form post-pandemic, and people will take fewer corporate trips. The air cargo will be affected as well if the airline does not take a measure about the passengers air transport. This cost will need to be recouped. Therefore, we are likely to see ticket prices rise. By estimates, this could amount to a rise in ticket price of about 3%, assuming a 10-year repayment window for only the additional debt taken on, a slowly but a steady income. Furthermore, when demand of air travel and air cargo returns, it will likely outpace supply initially. We see a glut of latent demand of people eager to travel. An increase of air travel also increases the belly cargo business, which is air freight. It will take time for airlines to restore capacity, and bottlenecks such as delays in bringing back the aircraft to service and crew returning could lead to a supply-demand gap, resulting in higher short-term prices. Without further ado, we will move to the next one, which is benefits. Some carriers have returned relatively new aircraft to lessors, such as Navigant's Air Shuttle, where it exits the long-haul market. Prices for used aircraft lessors have plummeted and are likely to remain lower. This is about the potential markets. The demand for air freight is limited by cost, typically priced 4 to 5 times of road transport and 12 to 16 times that of sea transport. Air freight rates generally range from 1.5 to 4.5 dollar per kilogram, while the value of air cargo typically exceeds 4.0 dollar per kilogram. Now we will move to the final point, which is economic relations. According to IATA, passengers air transports measured as revenue passenger kilometer (RPK) was down to 90% year on year in April 2020 and still down to 75% in August 2020. The collapse in economic activity and trade affected freight, which was almost 30% lower year on year in April 2020 and still about 12% lower in August 2020. The cost of health-related measures. The operating costs are likely to increase in the short run for both airlines and airports because of additional health and safety requirements, as example of disinfection, PPE, temperature checks, or viral tests before they can pass on to the consumers. Thank you.